Waited 3 days for that. Waited 3 days. And I'm about to blow the same horn that I blew all of the OKC series. I can't believe it. I can't believe we're in the NBA Finals and I'm about to blow the same horn that I have blown for the 2 weeks now. I mean, the way that you come out and the NBA Finals and the biggest games of the season and you do that? Really? I mean, I don't even feel great after that. After game 1 versus Minnesota and game 4, I felt good. After game 2 versus Oklahoma City, I felt good. After Wemby concussed himself, I felt good. But tonight, it's hard to feel that way, but yet I still feel like I can. But the Spurs just played awful, and I'm pointing the finger at Mitch Johnson again. The Spurs shot 11 of 43 from 3. I cannot believe that as a coach, when your team is shooting 27% from 3 in the fourth quarter of game 1 of the NBA Finals, that you continue to let them shoot threes. That there's nothing changing. That you're limiting ball movement. That there's continuing to be isolation hoops. That you're not getting Victor Wembanyama looks in the paint and continuing to let him shoot threes, and he was 2 of 7. One of them didn't even matter. And then you you take the lead with 2 minutes left, and then you just let the Knicks outplay you physically, mentally. You just let them do anything that they wanted in those final 2 minutes. I mean, this loss falls on Mitch. It falls on Victor Wembanyama. It falls on De'Aaron Fox. It falls on Stephon Castle. I mean, this was a combination of Mitch Johnson's game plan was awful, and the Spurs just didn't execute. And maybe those two go hand in hand. And what sucks is that you had a 14-point lead in the third quarter. 14-point lead about halfway through the third quarter. And you have no business losing this game. You simply don't. But here we are. Here we are. And the Spurs now find themselves down 0-1 with their backs against the walls in game 2. Spurs got to be better. I mean, there's not much to say. They simply have to be better. Why is Victor Wembanyama being treated like a floor spacer? Why is he being just limited to standing in the corner and waiting for the ball to come to his hands? Why is he trying to assert himself with a dribble and drive to the rim from the top of the three-point line? He is not Stephon Castle. He is not De'Aaron Fox or Dylan Harper. And shout out Dylan Harper, because he was the best player for the Spurs tonight. Man, I got to give my flowers to that kid. I have never seen a rookie so ready for the biggest stage in the NBA. Julian Champagnie had a phenomenal first half and then just disappeared in half 2. Everything just fell apart for the Spurs, and they just played one of their worst games of the entire postseason. I just don't get it. I don't understand how, as a coach, you can watch some of the things that are happening on the court and continue to let it go. How you let the Knicks crawl back in and you just keep letting them do that. There's no timeouts. There's no defensive adjustments. Continuing to play man. No, not even trying a zone. On offense, just letting them play 5 wide and shoot threes. 11 of 43. 11 of 43. Even Devin Vassell was gone. That first half was so fun. Because the Spurs, guess what they did? They played with pace. They set the tone. The reason why they jumped out of the third quarter is that they set the tone. And then once the New York Knicks threw their first punch, they didn't know what to do. They didn't. No one knew how to get going. Because guess what? They shot threes. All they did was shoot threes. They just shot another one. The game is over. Remember D'Angelo Russell getting up shots after the game? Oh, yeah. The Spurs are getting up shots all right. I think now they're 11 of 50. I don't know. It's just, why? You have the Knicks, who you can, I'm not sure what the word is, but you can take advantage of this team because of the fact that Jalen Brunson is not as good of a defender as an SGA or an Anthony Edwards. And that Cat is not as good of a rim protector as a Chet Holmgren or an Isaiah Hartenstein. But they're not taking advantage. They're just continuing to settle for threes. They're not looking to get downhill. Just 42 points in the paint. And the Knicks had 50. And that was the difference. Spurs even won the rebounding battle, and they lost. And normally when the Spurs control the glass, the Spurs win games. And you want to know why? It's because the Spurs are still struggling with effort on the offensive glass. They are losing the second chance points battle, and it's not even close. The Knicks had, I think, 23 second chance points tonight. 23 second chance points. That's why the Knicks won. Is because that the Spurs are getting lazy. They're playing lazy when the ball goes in the air. And Victor Wembanyama had 2 rebounds in the first half. I think he finished with 12. But the lack of assertment from Wemby is not okay. The trend all postseason has been that when Wemby plays good, the Spurs win games. And guess what? Wemby played like trash. 6 of 21, just looking to get free throws, take jumpers. I do not understand why I don't think I saw one lob all game. I didn't see one. And every time he thought it was coming to him, guess what? It went to the 3-point line and they shot another 3. That's what happened. The fact that seems to be such a struggle to get a 7'11" demigod involved in the paint, it makes no sense to me. It just makes no sense. Why are you getting him the ball on the elbow and not just a decent, 12-foot? No, they are getting him the elbow almost as close to the 3-point line. And he can't get to the rim. And when he tries to, he turns it over or he got fouled. And maybe that's maybe the only bright spot is that Wemby clearly has a whistle. And the Spurs had whistles tonight. The Spurs were in the bonus for what felt like 70% of the game, and they didn't take advantage. They didn't. Wemby was awful. The guards were awful, besides Dylan Harper. De'Aaron Fox, you gotta be better, man. I get it. I mean, I know you've been dealing with an ankle injury, but it's been 3 days. You just played a great Game 7, and you could not shoot the ball. Stephon Castle shot 7 of 16. And guess what? They did a great job of defending Jalen Brunson. And he still had 30 with 4 free throw attempts. 4. He shot 12 of 31. He shot New Year's Eve. I mean, of course he had 30. The Spurs did a great job of defending him. I feel like the Spurs defense wasn't even that big of an issue until the last minutes when the Knicks go on an 11-0 run after the Spurs take the lead 95-94. They just looked lazy. They just did. And even then, when I praised the fact that I feel like they defended well, they only forced 8 turnovers. They got to get more physical. They do. And that was something that the Knicks did to them in the regular season, was they beat them physically. And I look at the Spurs postseason run, I'm like, they've dealt with physicality. They'll be fine. They don't know what to do. Mitch Johnson doesn't know what to do. At least at times. I mean, I get it. I'm not an NBA head coach. I will never will be. But there's a lot of times where I don't see what he has in store. Where I don't see his vision. Tonight was one of those nights. It's abysmal that as a head coach, you allow your team to keep shooting threes when they are shooting 27% on the night. And that was before the game even ended. Just a lack of ball movement. Only 32 made field goals, just 16 assists. The Spurs play better when they move the ball, when they don't get in isolation hoops, when they continue to play to their strengths, and none of that was there tonight. None of the strengths for the Spurs were to be seen. And now, your back's against the walls. The Spurs have been in this position before. So I don't doubt that they can do it, but game plan's got to change. There's got to be in-game adjustments. Someone has to step up. Wemby had 26 points, and most of those points were at the free throw line. Someone's got to get going from the field. Whether it's Fox or Castle. I mean, Harper, he was probably the best scorer for the Spurs tonight, outside of Julian Champagnie in the first half. But 15 points in the first half, 1 in the second half. The Spurs tend to settle, and the Knicks looked like a team that clearly has a little more experience. The Spurs didn't look like a team that had been there before. And that's what sucks, because they set the tone. But Something's got to change. They're going to have to come out swinging in game 2. But guess what? I have no doubt they can do it. But if the Spurs go down 2-0, it might be a sweep. Because the Knicks won't lose in Madison Square Garden when they're up 2-0. I almost guarantee that if the Knicks go to MSG up 2-0, they're going to hoist the trophy. I fully believe it. I really do. But as long as they get game 2, as long as the Spurs just are able to tie this series, I think things are going to be okay. Because the Spurs have been in this position before. They understand what it takes, but there's going to have to be some massive adjustments. You're going to have to get Wemby some looks in the paint. You're going to have to stop telling people to shoot when you're shooting 27% from 3. Luke Cornett's going to have to be better. Carter Bryant might deserve more minutes if Keldon Johnson and Harrison Barnes continue to struggle the way that they have. Harrison Barnes played 12 minutes and just did cardio. Keldon Johnson, I think, was the only one with a positive plus-minus. They got to play better. They look lazy. And I really hope they play better. Because, boy, do I have news for you guys. There will not be a Game 2 reaction video. Because thanks to Novik, I will be attending Game 2 of the NBA Finals in person. We are leaving Friday morning, and it will be another vlog similar to how the Game 1 Portland and Spurs vlog will be. So, to make sure you do not miss that video, make sure you like this one, subscribe if you haven't already, and you need to hit the post notification bell. Because Ty Talk Sports is going to the NBA Finals. I'm excited. And it was supposed to be tickets for Game 1, but we weren't able to make it. It's a 9-hour drive, and they told me at 1 o'clock that we won. We're like, hey, we're not going to make it. And they said they're going to hook us up for Game 2. So shout out to Novig, because I have no words. I will be at the NBA Finals. That vlog is going to be amazing. No reaction video, but a in-person game. And guess what? Now the Spurs are down 1-0, I feel like there's a good chance they'll win. So hopefully with Glasscock in the building, they will tie it. Because when they play better when their backs are against the walls. So I'm going to a game where the backs are in the walls. So we'll see what happens. Until Game 2, this is Ty Talk Sports signing off, and I will see you all next time.